Hey everybody, Scott DiGregorio, your mortgage guy, coming back with another episode in my credit series. And I am so excited to share with you my top 5 tips to improve your credit score. So look, in an earlier video, I talked about the utilization ratio. What are your credit card balances versus your limits? So check it out. Ideally, you want your credit card balance to be less than 20% of the credit limit. Okay, between 21 and 50%, your score comes down. Between 51 and 80%, it comes down a lot. And if your credit card balance is more than 80% of the credit card limit, then your score could drop significantly. I mean, it could be 100 points. So now keep in mind, guys, I'm talking percentage. I ain't talking dollar figure. So owing $400 on a $500 card is exactly the same as owing $40,000 on a $50,000 card. So here's what I want you to do. The first thing I want you to do to help improve your credit score, and this is the trick I use the most, pay down those credit card balances, particularly if they're small balances. You know, cards with $500 limits or $1,000 limits, you could usually chunk those down pretty easily. So that's the first thing. Well, what if the balances are higher and or you don't have the money to pay them down? Well, hey, call up the credit card companies and ask for a limit increase. So my second tip, ask your credit card companies to increase your credit limit. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that creates the same thing. You know, that utilization ratio goes down when you do that. So that's my second tip. The third thing I want to talk to you about, become an authorized user. Look, so check it out, okay? As I'm recording this, my eldest child is about to turn 18. And one of the very first things I'm going to do when she turns 18 is I'm going to add her as an authorized user on a couple of my credit cards. Now, I am not giving her one of my credit cards, okay? That's not the advice I'm giving. I'm going to make her an authorized user. She's never actually going to get a card, but now all of a sudden, my credit card activity will show up on her credit report, and before you know it, she will have a very, very good credit score. So that is the third tip. The fourth thing I want to talk to you about, maybe your credit's really, really bad and establishing credit is difficult. Open a secured loan. You could walk into a bank or a credit union, you give them $500, you give them $1,000, and they give you a credit card or ideally a loan for that same amount. Okay, now you're going to pay some interest, so you're going to, like, quote unquote, lose money. I tell people this is the cost of building up a credit score. I say a loan is better than a credit card because if you give them $500 and they give you a $500 credit card, then you got to watch your utilization ratio. Installment loans are better for credit than revolving debt. So ideally open up a secured loan. And the fifth and final tip is to not pay off all your collections. Wait, did I just say to not pay off your collection? Yeah, I did. So look, check it out. Paying off your collections can screw your credit up. I know that sounds illogical. What you have to look at is how often is the creditor reporting to the bureaus. So if you have something that went to collection 3 years ago and that collection company reported it to the bureaus then and has not reported it since, paying that off will drop your credit score. I know it sounds crazy, but the credit reporting scoring model will view that as recent collection activity. So when a collection company takes on a debt, they either report it once and leave it, a set it and forget it, or they report every single month. If you have collection accounts on your credit and they're reporting every single month, pay them off. Okay, so paying off the right collection. So to recap, 1, pay down credit card balances. 2, ask your credit card companies to increase your limits. Both of those tips help your utilization ratio. 3, become an authorized user. 4, open up a secured loan. And number 5, that's right, you're going to pay off the right collections. Those are my top 5 credit tips. I'm Scott DiGregorio, your mortgage guy. Please keep watching this series. I got so much great information. You can see it all at floridamortgageexpert.com. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.